for the brochure printing, and then the signs are about $1,500, and then the city newsletter is about $400 if we get the cost that we got last year.
So we're actually not
We're not
contributing any money. That's great.
Yeah, but the grant will be used to cover all those costs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good for everybody. I mean, otherwise we wouldn't be able to print these or have these sign maps, and that, I mean, people don't know where the trail goes exactly, you know, unless they have a map, and it tells, you know, it's about almost 2 miles. The trail's about 2 miles long, so, you know, this is going to be a really nice feature.
That's great. Thank you for that.
Next up, we have discussion and possible action to approve and execute a lease purchase agreement for CP 563E Caterpillar Vibratory Compactor from Warren Cat. Mayor Purdy and Kevin Smith explains.
What you have in front of you all is a lease purchase for a compact roller from Warren Cat there. If you go to page 48, you notice that the lease purchase is with Bank First at 3.5% interest. The payments of $3,222.44 for a total of $83,500. If you flip back to page 47, you note that we already made a payment since this time the contract was made, which brings it down to $80,200. And what we're asking here is to enter this contract. You noted on page 47, we've already made 16 lease purchases, and we feel that with the projects upcoming with 4th Street, Ross, and Allen Road, that go ahead and purchase this piece of equipment. There is money in the budget, and what we'll do is charge off the time spent at each site.
And I'd like to follow up on that point. You know, we haven't used lease purchase as a mechanism for capital equipment acquisitions very much, and I've only really done it where, in a few instances where it made sense. This is one of those where it seems to make a great deal of sense. This is a piece of equipment that we anticipate being used extensively on the capital improvement projects that are funded by the dedicated half-cent sales tax funds. And that's going to cover those street projects. And as we have estimated with Commissioner Corn, how much what kind of use that's going to get on those projects, what's the balance that we think that we'll probably have to wind up picking up at the end of it?
Well, like I said, there's 26 months left here, and if we figure 180 days on each one of the projects there, and you know, so you can kind of do the math on that. There's about 6 months left, and we've got that already budgeted. You know, so the days or the months that are set down at yard, you know, the city will make the payments, and then the months that we're out on the projects, you know, we'll charge it back to the project itself.
And it'll even very likely be used even on projects like Sports Complex, pretty extensively. I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense, and it's an opportunity to acquire that equipment and get it paid for with funds that are already dedicated for those capital improvements. We're going to pay for that kind of equipment to be used, whether it's something that the city of Tahlequah retains and uses on future projects, or whether we pay a contractor for a one-time use. And I think because of the added value that we get out of the future projects, it only makes sense for us to enter into this kind of a financing arrangement on this equipment.
Like I said, if you all approve this, which I said I recommend approval of it there, I will get the corrected front page, but it will be from 27 months to 26 months. And there are a couple of gentlemen here from Warren Cat, if you all would like that.
Charlie, I usually see you cooking hot dogs or something when we're talking about this kind of equipment. Have you got any in your pocket this evening? That's short order. We appreciate you being here, Charlie, and Charlie's with Warren Cat, and I see him in a number of venues. And, hey, look there, Andy Cook. I'm sorry, I missed that altogether. It explains the parental presence here today. We're glad to see all of you.
Thank you. An executive session was held with discussion and possible action for the following items: to hire 2 lifeguards in the park department, to hire 2 552-hour laborers for the Park Department, to hire an 850-hour recreation coordinator for the Park Department, and also to discuss the employment status of Billy Blair, the compliance officer. All were approved. Thank you for joining us and watching the April 19, 2010 Tahlequah City Council meeting report. This report can be viewed online at intv.me. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Century 21 Wright Real Estate, for their support. I'm Cheryl Shepard. Until next time.